Hello everyone and welcome back to another PHP programming tutorial. In the previous video we worked on a number of things like logging errors, and also we worked on updating the database access class to return a number of rows from the database. uh, and also performed an actual login. Okay, so let's go to our plan and let's see what to do next. So we are going to work on the sections of the website. So we need to have sections table. Each section will have a name and a status, and this name will appear in the menu, right? And then the administrator should be able to list a section, add or edit or remove a section. It's as simple as that. Okay, so let's work on the first thing here, which is create a section table. Obviously, I am going to go and start PHP admin. I will have to wait because the PC is a little bit slow. Okay, and next I will go to the content management database, sorry. And yeah, so I will create the table called sections, and it is gonna have an ID, section name, and description, and the status. So 4 columns basically. Go. Okay, so this is gonna be section ID. It is going to be an integer auto increment actually, and it is a primary key. Section name, and this is gonna be varchar of maybe 200, and this is gonna be a unique index. I don't want the value of the section name to be repeated. Section DESC for description, varchar, let's say 200 or maybe 2000, make it 2000, and status, which means enabled or disabled, so give it a 100. Okay, this seems to be alright, so preview the SQL statement. Okay, so I'll copy this one so that later on I could easily do things by coming here and enter Control V, and we save here and close and save. Give it a few seconds, and what do we have here? Okay, we have the sections table. So good so far. Everything looks great. Now let's go to the progress. Oh, sorry. Not the progress, the to-do part. Okay, so create section table. We just finished this one. Okay, so let us quickly add this. Created sections table, and yeah, and save all. Now let's go and commit the changes. So far so good. Let's go back to the to-do list. Next we need to create the sections class. Obviously we will do something similar. Why did I made these capital? Okay, the important thing is this. In Windows, you could use, when you include files, you could use capital and small. In Linux, file names are case sensitive, so beware of that. Either you make them all small or capital, otherwise you will get into problems. Or you could at least uh, use Visual Studio Code in Ubuntu Linux and develop there. This way you will avoid file naming errors. When I work in Windows and make such mistakes, uh, and then move things to the production system, which is Linux server, I get a lot of include errors because I misspell the file names, not misspell, use the wrong uppercase, lowercase file names. So just keep this in mind, either all small or capital or whatever. So what are we gonna do? We are going to add sections.php. Oh, sorry, sections.php. Okay, that's fine. So to save things up, save time up, sorry, I'm going to copy a few things here because it's almost the same. I will show you what I mean in a second. Okay, so first, obviously, we want to include the log. Later on, we will need that. Not only this, we want to, we want to include the DBA for accessing the database, DBA, right? And the class is going to be called sections. There you go. And what do we have? We have section ID, we have section name, we have section description, and we have status, right? So let me just check the fields. We have section ID, name, description, and status. Okay, that's totally fine. So let's go back to the sections class. There you go. Seems about right. Okay, so seems all is fine. Just to make sure, maybe I include the users in another file and want to access the database. So I'm just include the database access class here just in case. Anyway, now that said, let's go and have a look at our I would just say close others. Close others. Okay, that's fine. Let's go back to our progress. Sorry, the to-do list. So we just created the sections class. Okay, so in our progress, I will just say here created sections class, and obviously here is a misspelling. Okay, there you go. I didn't write the code to access the database, but whenever I need something, I will write it. So let's go back here and commit the changes. Awesome. Now let's go back to the to-do list. So I won't work on article, but rather work on the administrator part. So what do we have? We have the administrator list, the sections. So this means that I need to get the list of available section rows from the database. To do that, we will go back to the sections first. And actually, I'm gonna copy some code here. So go here. There you go. So let's go to the sections. Static function get all sections or get sections. Okay. So what do we need here? What do we need to pass here? We need to pass the database access in here. Okay, database object of type database access. So here, what do we do? We say select star from sections, and that's it. We don't need anything else. So we don't pass any parameters at all. And finally, we return what? Return R. Now, there might be an error. It is possible for an error to happen here. For this very reason, we need to create a try catch there you go, and add what was it? Add message error. Let me see. What did we do here? There you go. Okay. We just say add text to log, get the message. There you go. And otherwise, yeah. So this class has a static method that will just load the rows. Now here I am loading the rows, but I'm not filling the objects. Basically, I need to create objects, right? So I am going to do the following. I'll say sections equals empty string, and now for I equals 0, I smaller than or equal to what? Or smaller than count of R and I plus a plus. So obj equals new sections and obj arrow section ID equals R of I of what section ID. So we get this. I need to fill the numbers. Section name. This is gonna be section description and what? Status. There you go. Don't need class 2. And we have section ID, section name, section description, and status. And let me see, the numbers are, yeah, the spelling, okay, that's fine. And after we fill an object, we add it. So array push, right? So I will push the element into the array. That will be, what was it? I will put sections, push one more element is the array, followed by the element, right? Obj. And when I finish everything, I need to return what? Sections. There you go. So now this function is very straightforward. It's gonna read values from the table of sections and create objects and fill them and return them back. Right? So very straightforward in that regard. So now we have this. We could actually test it. So let's go to our sections insert here. I will add a section. I will call it well, I'll call it trips. And description, let's say this is a blog site, so trips to the places I usually um, um, I visited in the last 5 years, for example. And the status, I'm gonna say enabled. There you go. And just go here. Okay, that's fine. So we have a single row. Now let us go to our test. This is our test, right? So let me see, what are we going to do? We are going to this is redraws, right? So I'm gonna include the sections. So this is gonna be include once to prevent duplicate includes, right? And also include once dir dot lib sections dot php. There you go. And I'm gonna open the connection to the database, and then instead of using this, I will just simply say sections get what was it? What was the name of the function? I just created and forgot the name of the function. Good job. And where is that? Redraws. Okay. So get sections, and I open this one and pass the database object. There you go. And I will just echo of 0 of what? Section name. Oh no, this is an object, so just say section name. Okay, because this is an object. Very straightforward. So let's try this out. Redraws. So I'm gonna say localhost CMS test, right? Redraws. There you go. This is what I want. Enter. And there's an array. Okay. So on line 11, trying to access array offset on value. So redraws on line 11. Yeah. Let me put a breakpoint and see what is happening. Go here. Okay. So the connection got open and X. What do we have in here? This is null, which means there's an error. Since there's an error, I could go here, go to the log file and open it. So we have CMS sections does not exist. This means that I am having a problem with the table name. So let's go back here and let's go back here. So, okay, I see. So in the database, it is called section, not sections. Okay, so this is the type of misspelling I have from type to type. Let's go here and select stuff from section. There we go. Well, you know what? I think I'll make it sections. Let me just update the script. I'll make it sections, blah blah blah, unique, blah blah blah. Okay, so this is gonna be sections with an S, and this one, come on, I'll go to the structure. I should be able to modify the name of the table, right? So review, where is that section? Name. Okay, I could update these, move tables. No, I think I need to go to the database in here, and then I should be able, let me see, post structure, Empty drop. I don't think there is a way to rename a table. Okay, no problem. I will just drop the table, go back to my code, because I want to use, the word sections so that the class and the table names the same. So let's go back in here. I remove this one. Let's go to SQL. Simply paste the SQL script and press go. And now we have a table. Okay, this is sections. I will select it and I will insert. Okay, so trips, my trips in the last 2 years, which is none. Enabled. Okay, and we go. Okay, that's fine. Now let's go to our test and we refresh, and we got the object as trips. So if we change this one in our test, instead of sorry, where's the test read rows, instead of section name, I'll use section description in this case, and refresh again. My trips in the last 2 years. Okay, so loading these sections now works, right? Now, what did we want to do? Let's go back. We wanted the administrator to be able to list the sections. So let's go here, and we are going to create an action for listing sections, and it will have the genius name of list sections. So I'm going to copy this. Okay, this is gonna be processing list sections. So if the action is list sections, in that case, what should happen? Well, basically we need to open a connection to the database and then get the sections and pass that to the rendering page. Okay, so very straightforward. We are going to say, or let me check before that. Let me change this to include once. This is include once, and another one, include once. This is going to be sections. Okay, so first things first, we will add this check, which is if the user did not log into the page, redirect him to the login page again to prevent unauthorized access to the sections table, sections view. Okay, so this is the first thing. Okay, so let me add a comment here just to make things a little bit clear. Make sure the administrator is logged in. Okay, the next thing we want to check is the following. Open database connection. Okay, so what do we need to do when here? Just say db equals dba and open db. There you go. So if db equals null, this means there is an error. So all we have to do is go back to the login page for now. Okay, next we try to get the well, you know what, instead of going back, since the user already logged in, I will redirect him to the home page. Okay, now after after opening connection to the database, we get the list of sections. Okay, so sections equals section class and get sections, right? Let me see, get sections, right? Sections, get sections, okay. This is sections and get sections, and all I have to do is say db. That's it. So if sections equals null, if the sections are null, then redirect the administrator to the home page. The home page doesn't have any activity or just displays text. Otherwise, render the page. There you go. So I will just say include what was the path? Well, I need to redirect to the pages in here. So this is gonna be the current directory. We go up one level, so we are out of the control directory. We go to pages, then we go to admin, and we are going to render the list. What we see, list sections, list sections.php, and colon, and we save that. Okay, so let us in here add a page. So this is gonna be list, make it all small, sorry, before that, escape, list sections. Okay, just to make sure, select this one, list sections.php. okay, so all I am going to do here is the following, h1, so here manage sections, there you go, and then we have body, okay, so what do we have? We have table / table, there you go. So we have a table and / table, and we have what was tr, okay, /tr. I remember there was something for header cell in HTML, but I can't I don't remember the name of the tag. Regardless, I'm gonna make them as TDs. So TD, this is gonna be for section name, section description, and the status. Okay, I won't use the ID. Later I will add the operation, but for now this is gonna be section name, section I'll just call it name, description, and this is gonna be status. Okay, next I am going to list all the available sections. So here we are gonna need PHP code to run. All I have to do is say for I equals 0, I smaller than count of sections, I plus a plus. Now you might be wondering, well, where did I get the sections value? Well, if you go back to the administrator, when we get to this part, we load the sections from the database and then we include this file, the variable that is being set in here will get passed directly to the page to be and we could use it. Okay, so all we have to do simply is the following. So sections is more than count. Okay, so we will render things. So we close this PHP and we open it again, PHP. So check out this simple trick. This is all HTML, but when you want to make a loop, you write the loop, and then if you close the PHP code in here, you are back to writing HTML mode, and then you could reopen the PHP code to continue the for part. So this HTML code that is in here will be repeated multiple times. Okay, so we are going to render a row. Okay, and we will have these three ones. Now I want to insert the values. This is gonna be sections of section name. And okay, so basically this is how you insert the value of a variable in HTML. You don't put question mark PHP and so on. No, you write it like this to make things a little bit easier to read. Otherwise, if you want to use the PHP method, you have to write echo and perform some write some code in there, which will make things a little bit more complicated. So this is gonna be the second one. This is the description, and finally the status. No, this is just status. There you go. And by the way, I forgot totally to put the index of the object because this is an array. Very sorry about that. Okay, so it's all done. Let's save and let's have a look. So let's go to the admin. Okay, and we log in first. So we have admin and 1, 2, 3, enter. We go to the home page. Now all I have to do is right here, list sections. Press enter. What? Let me see the control. What did I write in the control? List sections. Wait a minute. Let me have a look here. Okay, so well, let me check what. So the name of the login, this is a small. Okay, so it's all okay. So this has to do with the way the name is written, the action is written, right? So I could make sure that they are all capital, or actually the first letter is small but the rest. Okay, I'll use this method. The first character is small and then each word will start with a capital just to distinguish it. Anyway, or you could make it all small, doesn't really matter. You know what? Make it all small, okay? To make it less confusing. Let's go here and now enter. And apparently there was an error, because if there's an error, the code stops. So let's put a breakpoint here and let's start debugging. So this sections, okay, so we passed that. we open a connection to the database, it's working. So we get these sections, and sections, what? So there's an error. No, the value is already here. So if sections equal null, initialize. Oh, you see this is MS spelling. So here there is a T here. It doesn't have a T. It doesn't have a T. My mistake. And we stop this code. Let us try this again. Refresh. So manage sections, as you can see, name, description, and the status. Now let's improve this a little bit. So let's go to the way the sections are being rendered, which is in this case not the log. It's let's go to the pages actually. So list sections PHP. Now we are gonna say style equals border style, if I remember correctly, solid, border width 1px, we call it. Let's refresh this again, and we have this one like that. Okay, that's totally fine. It went, wait a minute. I think actually border solid, border width 1 pixel. Okay, refresh this again. Why not on? Okay, whatever. So I could actually apply this styling to the row itself and this row. So I'm applying the style to the rows, and did I save it? Okay, let me refresh. Border style solid, border width 1 pixel. Forget the border. Wait a minute. Is there a border color? Black. You need to check CSS for this one, and it doesn't work. Okay. Okay, let's save this. Give me a second, please. Okay, so how do you make this appear better? Well, basically, you could just say online table CSS generator. Okay, so there are many generators that could, give you some cool looking things. Yeah, whatever. You will sell my information anyway. So there's this thing here. As you can see, this looks a little bit nice. Now this one's creating a CSS called blue table. And yeah, this could be used. Okay, so I'm going to copy this. You just, search for online CSS makers or something like that to get a good looking thing. Yeah, some have licensing, others are not, but whatever. This is just, since we are trying things, so this is why. Now, for this, in the admin section, I am going to add, this is gonna be CSS, or you know what, escape. I think I will create a folder in here. I will call it CSS. that makes sense to you. And I'm going to write a new file, bluetable.css. There you go, enter. And I will just paste this one in here. Okay, and save the content. Now, so blue table. Let us go to list sections. And what was it? Style sheet, I think. Wait a minute. I'll have to check this. Okay, HTML, how to include CSS file. Okay, so how to add CSS. What was it? Link. Yeah, there you go. So this is it. You just write it like this. So now we need to include the CSS file. So basically, CSS slash what was it? Blue table CSS. There you go. This should do it. This will include the CSS file, and all I have to do is simply say class equals blue, right? So let's go back to, wait a minute. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Okay, let's go back here. Let's go back here. What was it? A blue table. This is the name of the class. Please bear with me. I'm sorry it's taking a little bit of time, but I promise if this works, it will be looking well. And it didn't work, obviously. Let me see. Inspect. So, and what do we have? So, failed to load resource, blue table CSS. Okay, I think I need to pass the full path, obviously. So instead of this one, it's gonna be wait a minute, localhost CMS. Okay, I see. This is gonna be CMS pages and CSS, right? CMS pages CSS. Okay, let's refresh and look at that. Okay, now it looks better, but it is not that great. You know, the header doesn't look the same, and the reason is that the header doesn't have TDs, it has TH for table header. So for this one, instead of TD, this is going to be TH. This is TH, and this is TH. There you go. TH, TH, TH. There you go. And now we go back to our page, we refresh, and now it's a little bit, you know, better. A little bit, not much. What also do we have? TH. Oh, there's T head, not TR. T head slash T head. There you go. And let's go and refresh. Okay, now look at this. It's very nice. It's looking very nice. Yeah. Now, one last thing is that if we go to the admin in here, CMS admin. Okay, so if there is nothing here, okay, so if there is nothing here, if there need to be something that transfer me or allow me to view the sections from the home page of the administrator, so that I don't need to navigate and write things by hand. The home page should point to the sections table, sections page, right? So I am going to create a home page for the administrator. Okay, so yeah, so let's add here home.php, and this one, it won't have much, it will just have h1 slash h1 administrator, oops, administrator panel. Okay, and I'm gonna say button, yeah, this is gonna be slash button, and this is gonna be manage what? Manage sections. Okay, and I need to make sure that this one is being rendered. So let's go here. So we finished this part. Let's go to the home. Where's the home? The home action, do login, don't care, login. This is the home. So all we have to do is just say include dir. So what is the path? I need to go up one level, then go to pages, then go to admin, then go from the admin to home.php. Please save this one. And yeah, if I press enter again, yeah, so we have managed sections which doesn't do anything. So all I have to do, go back to the home page, and the button will be inside an A, okay, to make it a hyperlink. Ref equals, okay, so it is gonna be slash CMS slash admin slash list sections. That's it. Let us refresh this one, and I press and I get to the sections. Okay, now I'm gonna do a very similar trick in the list sections part, and this I'm gonna go back to the home page. So go to sections and go, okay, this is gonna be back, sorry, manage sections, and now this is back, and manage sections and back. As you can see, very straightforward. Maybe put a little BR, you know, just to separate these a little bit. Yeah, back. Okay, seems like, you know, we managed to list the available sections, right? And, you know, just to show you now how the whole site works from the beginning, we are just going to put this one here and press enter. So we say admin and the password 123, and we just say login, and now we could manage the sections and go back. And oh, by the way, let us do this simple trick. Since we already have the CSS required, so where's list sections, go here. I'm going to copy this one and go to the login page, and in here I'm gonna say class equals blue table. Save it. Now let's refresh. Look at that. I think this is much better. Just one thing here. Just say style width 5 centimeters or something like that, so that it's not too wide, you know. This makes sense a little bit more, right? And maybe I could actually center and enter slash center, so things should be in the middle if I'm not mistaken. Okay, so much better. And admin 123 login. There you go, administrator panel. Now let's go to the administrator panel or the home page. Again, we will just say here center. Okay, there are a number of ready-made CSS classes that are used by many sites, but you know, I'm just showing you how you could do simple tricks in HTML and CSS to make things look a little bit better. Now for managing sections, now this is gonna be style equals width, maybe 80%, something like that, so that doesn't take the whole width. And finally we are just going to say center, go back here, wait a minute, wait, it went here. Anyway, let's go, okay, there you go, we save things and we refresh. Yeah, I think this looks much better now. And yeah, go back. Okay, we could add logout and stuff like that, but we will do this later on. Yeah, so let's go to our to do. We finished listing the sections, right? And let's go to our progress. 2022-01-11 created administrator page for listing sections. Okay, we will do other work on the sections later on, so let us just save that, right? And that will be all for today. So let me just commit, okay, and go here. Yes, that's it. So that's it for today. Thank you for watching, and see you tomorrow. Bye bye.